Hello, and thank you for tuning in to this demonstration of the Code Embeddable Bundle. This Code Embeddable Bundle includes 3 different embeddables: the Bitbucket Embeddable, the Gitlab Embeddable, and Github Embeddable. Let's start by looking at the Bitbucket Embeddable. Are you looking to embed a snippet of Bitbucket code into content, as well as generic content anywhere within your Verint community? This embeddable offers just that. As with all other embeddables too, it allows you to control who is able to embed a code as well as where it can be embedded. As I just mentioned, this embeddable supports controls as to who can embed it and where it can be embedded. So you may want to say anyone can embed this embeddable, or maybe you only want to restrict it to certain members in certain roles. Again, you can also select what content types you would like it embedded within. It could be all, it could be a couple, it could be none. Really whatever aligns with your needs of your community. In this example, I am logged in as James Jordan in my Magnolia software site. James is on the technical team and has a question about some of his code in Bitbucket. You could see that we're in the product area within the site. I'm going to navigate to the help desk area where I can ask my question. I'll go ahead and create a new question, and I may say, attention, looking for assistance with my code for a certain part of this product, right? So maybe it's part 531. Within the description area, I can go ahead and type any text that I would like to, as well as insert any links, images, videos, or files. So again, in this instance, and for the sake of this example, I'm just going to type in, hello, I am looking for some assistance with my code for part 531. It keeps throwing errors. Now I know this is the code that is throwing the errors. So if I minimize the screen and I go to select that URL, then I jump back to the community. I can go within my insert and choose my Bitbucket snippet. All I have to do is enter the snippet URL. So I'll enter the URL of that snippet. I could choose to set the height. So maybe I want it to be a little taller than 300, maybe let's say 500. Of course, I can associate any tags with this, right? So I'm going to associate the specific product tag. I'm going to go ahead and click post. And you could see here that my Bitbucket code, my snippet, has been posted within the community. Again, I have the ability to scroll through files as well as click down below to view the snippet directly in Bitbucket. Now let's move on to the Github Embeddable. The Github Embeddable allows you to easily embed a snippet of GitHub code into content as well as the generic content widget anywhere within your community. This embeddable also offers the capability, as with all other embeddables, to control who is able to embed the code as well as where it can be embedded. Again, as I mentioned and as it was shown with the Bitbucket Embeddable, this embeddable also offers the ability to control who can embed it and where it can be embedded. So maybe it's anyone or members in just specific roles. And then for where it can be embedded, it could be any content type, specific content types, really whatever is needed to fit your community needs. In this example, I'm logged in as Kathy Mannix. Kathy is the project lead on this certain project. She has a piece of GitHub product code that she needs to share with the technical developers on this project, as there was a major code change across the product code. To do so, she's going to use a generic content widget to get this message across. She will then place this generic content message on the homepage of the project group. Her title for the widget will be Update Your GitHub Product Code, and then she just wants to describe there was a recent change in GitHub product code. Please update it with the following. This is where you're actually going to go in and click Insert. You'll scroll down to GitHub. You'll see that you need the gist ID for the GitHub gist. You also have the ability to set a height, but we're okay with 300 pixels for now. You could see that I'm in GitHub looking at a specific code. If I want to get the gist ID at the top with a URL, I take the long sequence of numbers and letters at the end. I'll select it and copy it. Now, once I'm back in my community, I simply click here and I can enter my gist ID. I'll click OK. And I'll click Save, and I'll go ahead and click Publish. I can now see that my code has been published within the generic content widget successfully for all others to see. Now let's talk about the Gitlab Embeddable. With this embeddable, you can embed a snippet of Gitlab code into content as well as the generic content widget anywhere throughout your community. As with all other embeddables, this embeddable also offers the capability to control who is able to embed a code as well as where it can be embedded. Again, as I just mentioned and showed with the other embeddables, you could select if you want anyone to embed it, only specific members and roles, where and what content in your community allows this embed type. You could see in this example, I'm logged in as Jane Kratz. Jane is a part of this practice group. She is also a technical person on the team. She has some new ideas about updating a specific part of the code. She might navigate to the practice ideas and go to submit an idea. She might submit in a new idea and title it something like this. She might then want to say something similar within her description and also just adding, hey, please check out the code below. Below is where we'll actually insert that code. So if you go to insert and you go to Gitlab, here you're going to enter the snippet ID. You also have the ability to configure the height of this snippet relative to the window it's in. You could see that in Gitlab, I have my snippet pulled up that I want to share. To do that, I'll go up to the URL and select the last 6 numbers of the URL. That's your snippet ID. I'll then navigate back to the community and paste in my snippet ID. Again, I could configure this height if I wanted to, but I'm okay with 300 pixels. Of course, I could always associate this with a tag if I wanted to as well, so maybe we'll call this ideas or associated with the ideas tag. I can go ahead and click post, and now you can see once I posted it, my idea was posted. Here below is my GitLab code.